following is an HCPSS TV special presentation.
Please rise for the presentation of colors. Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order, arms. Right, face. Forward, march.
You may be seated. That was the Appleton High School JROTC under the direction of William Reinhardt. Good afternoon again. My name is Ann Swartz. I'm the proud principal of Wild Lake Middle School. I am honored to officially welcome you to the ribbon cutting ceremony for our new school, the first net zero energy school in Maryland. We are positioned to be the most energy conscious and efficient school in the state. Wild Lake Middle School has a rich legacy of innovative learning programs. Includes a school planetarium in the 70s and 80s, class aquariums in the early 2000s. We have a wonderfully rich and diverse blend of students, and many of them are here with us today. We also have a unique, caring, and committed group of advocates comprised of community businesses, community members, alumni, and awesome parents. As we officially open our new school building today, I would like to acknowledge the previous administrators at Wild Lake Middle. First, Tom Saunders, who was integral in spearheading this project. I didn't see Tom here. Lisa Smithson, I know she's here. Would you wave, Lisa? Lisa's amazing efforts in the planning process of our new beautiful building. And Mrs. Ann Yetter, our principal secretary, who has steadfastly supported 3 principals through this project. Yes. She has been the faithful behind-the-scenes coordinator, for sure. We'd like to thank the parent volunteers and former students who had a part in advocating for our new facility. It is because of the forethought and many years of planning for the new Wild Lake Middle School that this is a reality. Thank you to the Howard County Board of Education and to Dr. Renee Foos for supporting this incredible investment in our students, staff, and community. We do not take this investment for granted, and we pledge to use this opportunity to make our school a top-notch learning facility. I am excited to share that we are in discussions with BGE to explore a partnership to help with educational programs for students in the surrounding community. Our goal is to increase awareness about sustainable energy and to cultivate a school learning environment of energy ambassadors. Today, we have an impressive lineup of speakers, including Boyd Rutherford, the Lieutenant Governor of the state of Maryland. We have Dr. Mary Beth Tung, the Director of Maryland Energy Administration. Alan Kittleman, Howard County Executive. John Weinstein, Chair of the Howard County Council. We welcome Cynthia Valancourt, the Chair of the Howard County Board of Education. Dr. Renee Foose is our Superintendent. And I am proud to announce Ashley Maharaj, 8th grade student and President of the Wild Lake Student Government Association. Over the past 18 months that I have served as principal, we have watched with amazement the new net zero building being constructed right on site. The architects, building construction team, and contractors have become colleagues and partners. We appreciate the care and consideration that this group of people has given to our staff, students, and community. A special thank you to Bruce Gist, Executive Director of Facilities for Howard County Public Schools. You can clap. Scott Washington, the Director of School Construction. Wayne Temple, the Superintendent from Oak Contracting. Wayne and his team have worked side by side with the school team every step of the way. The team has made every adjustment possible to ensure that instruction was not disrupted and safety was the priority. A mid-year move of this magnitude is unprecedented in Howard County Public Schools. I have asked a great deal of our school staff. The way they have responded is a testament to their dedication to our students, the school, and our community. Thank you, colleagues. Would you please wave if you're here today? Thank you, colleagues, for always rallying around our students, seeing the possibilities through a big change, and for the daily dedication and hard work. Your daily dedication and hard work. They are amazing. Another round of applause for our school staff. I'd like to thank our PTSA for always supporting students and staff. You are really one of the best in the county. Let's give it up for our PTSA. I'd like to say happy birthday to my wonderful husband. He's spending his birthday here. On a closing note, I want to share a quote by Benjamin Franklin. Tell me and I'll forget, show me and I may remember, involve me and I learn. I'm excited to have our entire Wild Lake community involved in the start of this new chapter. At this time, I would like to invite Lieutenant Governor of Maryland, Boyd K. Rutherford, to speak with you.
Well, thank you, and it's great to be here this afternoon. I was just thinking about it when I was sitting there, and I had to ask Mary Beth Tung whether her children went to Howard County schools, and I know Alan's kids went to Howard County, and my 3 children went to Howard County schools. Hammond High, along with Frank Turner's son, went to Hammond High, and 2 of Larry Hogan's daughters went to. I have to give the shout out for Hammond High because they went to Hammond as well. But it's great to be here. This is something that we all congratulate not only the county and the county school board, but it is something that's very important to the state of Maryland and quite an accomplishment. Since taking office, the governor, Governor Hogan, and I have made education one of the priorities of our administration. And no administration has put more money in through K through 12 education than our administration. We want to make sure that every student in the state has an opportunity for a great education, an education like we were able to get for our children here in Howard County. At the same time, we want to make sure that our environment is healthy and clean. And so that's why we are so happy to be here for this ribbon cutting at Wild Lake Middle School, which is the first, as it was mentioned, net zero energy public school in the state. And we're very proud of the fact that our administration was able to support this school. And I'm particularly proud that it was in Howard County. So I'm excited that what was just mentioned, how the students will learn through the process of monitoring the school, by being engaged. And you know, every step, every action does make a difference. And it reminds me when I was at the Department of Agriculture, U.S. Department of Agriculture, where I was the energy and environmental official, we instituted a program to engage the 7,000 employees in the headquarters facilities in energy conservation. And in one weekend, we were able to save what 3 households would normally save over or use over a year in electricity, just by simply asking people to unplug those cell phone chargers that have no cell phone attached to it, by cutting off the lights, even though you had motion detectors that cut the lights on and off, but when security walked through, the lights popped on, by just telling them to cut that off, unplug those heaters that they were not supposed to have anyway, but to unplug those, turn the light switch off, and it saved countless amount of money, and just the employees started to realize that every little bit makes a difference. And by seeing it, now one of the things I told them to get them to do this, I said, it comes out of the same budget that goes to painting your offices, that recarpeting, that cleaning the bathrooms. So if we can save energy there, you get your bathrooms cleaned. But this new high-performance, energy-efficient school is not only cost-effective, but it's going to help to further the state's commitment to safeguarding our environment, which it continues to be one of our focuses. In the first year, the administration was able to hammer out a compromised phosphorus management solution, I should say, to start addressing the phosphorus problem in the Chesapeake Bay. We invested $53 million in the Chesapeake and Atlantic Coastal Bay Trust Fund, the highest level ever invested in that fund. To promote land conservation, we're preserving the state's green space by pushing the enactment last year to protect against raids to program open space. And in fact, we've invested $60 million or I should say we restored $60 million that had been drained from that fund. And the latest report card on the Chesapeake Bay Health, it said it's been the cleanest it's been in nearly a century. So from day one, we've been very aggressive in trying to provide innovative and aggressive solutions to our environmental challenges going forward. And just last week, the governor announced an environmental agenda. So we're proud of the progress that's being made, and today's ribbon cutting is another example of how we can collaborate in approaching how we can protect and safeguard our environment. So I want to congratulate everyone who's been involved in this. I want to congratulate those folks of Howard County for the support, and I want to thank the Maryland Energy Administration and our administration for what they've done to help in this. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Rutherford.
The Net Zero project was made possible with county and state funding, including $2.77 million grant from the Maryland Energy Administration. Our next speaker is the director of the Maryland Energy Administration. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Mary Beth Tung.
Good afternoon. This moves. As a Howard Countying myself, I'm proud to be standing here today, so I thank you for inviting me to speak. Governor Hogan, Lieutenant Governor Rutherford, and the Maryland Energy Administration are proud to celebrate the state's first net zero school. Yeah, that's an applause line. This school demonstrates that Howard County is truly leading not only Maryland, but the nation in energy efficiency. Baltimore City is planning to build the state's second net zero school, so it'll be interesting to have them come on board. And by the way, they kind of decided to up the ante a little bit with their school when they saw how this one was going. So you're helping lead the way. Looking around, the first thing you notice when you come here is the impressive solar arrays out in the field next to the school. There are pretty impressive solar arrays on the rooftops as well. You can't see that from the ground, but those are kind of interesting as well. And that's your first clue that this school is truly unique. The Maryland Energy Administration applauds County Executive Alan Kittleman, the Howard County Council, Superintendent Foose, and the school board for their leadership and dedication to long-term energy efficiency and savings. The MEA is proud to have provided $2.77 million toward the construction of this school. If the grant amount bought me the speaking slot at $1 million per minute, you folks are lucky because I can't afford to go overtime. I also want to introduce the MEA project director, Roy Spangler, who's in the front row with his new fiancée. He has been overseeing the project for MEA and has been doing a wonderful job. We also have, I noticed our solar project manager sneaked in the back of the room, Mr. David Comas. I got a sneak preview of the school last month when my staff and I toured the school. It was really impressive with the energy efficient measures and attention to detail. I want to thank Scott Washington from the Howard County Public School System. I think he's floating around here somewhere. There he is. And also Oak Contracting for their oversight of the project. I'd also like to thank Mr. Washington for leading the tour and explaining the energy efficiency and environmental features of the school. He and Roy, I know, got to know each other pretty well during this project and worked very well together. I especially love the energy kiosk inside, and I think you saw one as you walk by down here, that shows the school's energy generation from both solar and the geothermal sources. You're not going to see the geothermal system. It's a bunch of pits out in one of the fields in the, next to the school, but that's also part of the system. Not only is the school energy efficient, but students will be able to learn about how the school works and track the energy usage in the school, and that is really, really cool. And I think the principal of the school was discussing how the kids are going to become ambassadors of energy sustainability, so music to my ears. We at the Maryland Energy Administration look forward to the energy-saving data that will be generated here at Walled Lake Middle School. And again, I thank you for the opportunity to be here today. It's truly an honor to be part of this project. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Tung. We appreciate your words and your support. Next, I am pleased to introduce a Howard County Public School System alumni and our Howard County Executive, Mr. Alan Kittleman.
And do we not have one of the best middle school principals in the entire state of Maryland, Ian Swartz? Thank you. Wild Lake has always been a very special community. It still is. The whole redevelopment, everything just seems alive in Wild Lake, and that's what's so exciting about being here today. I'm curious, are there any Wild Lake Middle School students here today right now? Can you please stand up or wave or whatever? Stand up, yeah! How about any future Wild Lake Middle School students? Come on, you guys, hey, yeah, you too. The reason I wanted to say that, and I think this is an exciting day, and I'm sorry I don't have a bunch of numbers about how much we're going to say. I just think it's an exciting day because the reason we're here is for you. You, the students of Wild Lake, the future students of Wild Lake, we want to make sure you have the best opportunity to get the best possible education. You already have the great administration and faculty, great community. But what about a great school that can teach you, the building itself can teach you, which I think is amazing. How many of you, as you are going to be going through here, are going to learn more about science and technology and engineering and mathematics and other things? That's awesome. That is so awesome. So I'm here to say thank you. Thank you to the Board of Education, Dr. Foose. Thank you to the State of Maryland, Lieutenant Governor Rutherford and Governor Hogan and Mary Beth Tung from Maryland Energy Administration. The County Council, we have, of course, the chair and the vice chair here, John Weinstein and Dr. Calvin Ball, and our state delegation. This is a great example of everybody coming together and doing what's best for our community to help our community become stronger and better for everybody. So that's all I'm going to say because you want to get this ribbon cutting and you can go get a tour. But I just want to thank you for being here, and I want to thank everyone for working together so much. And I want to thank you and Ms. Schwartz for being such a great leader. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Kittleman. Our next speaker is the new chair of the Howard County Council, Mr. John Weinstein.
Well, the executive and I committed to both being brief, and to that point, he said everything I was going to say. So I will just add one thing. On behalf of the County Council, this is an investment. And I will say to the students, the parents, there are many parents here, and the staff, that this is an investment shared by your fellow citizens here in Howard County and by the rest of the state. Use it well and enjoy and endeavor to do great things with this great building, because it is truly demonstrates not only the coordination and collaboration that the executive spoke of, but the intersection of science and technology, engineering, construction, environment, good commerce, and good decision-making in support of our planet. So congratulations to everybody here, to the community at large, the principal and your staff. Use it well and set the stage for the next generation of students to come through this fantastic building. So thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mr. Weinstein, for all that you do. Mrs. Cynthia Valancourt is in her second term of serving on the Howard County Board of Education, and she is the current chair of our Board of Education. Please help me welcome Mrs. Cynthia Valancourt.
Well, not only did Alan take my speech, but then John took my response. So the one group that they failed to mention are the alums, which I understand there are quite a few alumni of the Wild Lake Middle School from across the hall who are extremely excited. And when I walked in this morning, you could already see that the community was using this building. There's two groups of young men with basketballs out on a very, very cold Sunday morning. But the building is great. Everybody's already told you that. But what makes this community great, look around. All of these folks who have come here today in the 20-degree weather, not really sure whether we were going to be outside or not, is a testament to the community and what this school really represents. And thank you all so much.
Thank you, Mrs. Valancourt, and thank you to the Howard County Board of Education for approving the construction of our new net zero building back in November of 2013. The recommendation to replace Wild Lake Middle School with a new high-performance, energy-efficient building was made by our current superintendent, Dr. Renee Foose. Dr. Foose has been an amazing support of Wild Lake Middle School. I am very pleased to welcome her to the podium.
Well, good afternoon, and welcome to the most innovative middle school in the entire state of Maryland. This middle school will become, in very short order, a lab school for the rest of the state to follow on how the future of schools should be built and used. So it's not only innovative on the outside and how it was constructed, but the programming that goes on inside of this building is also innovative. We have some of the best students in the entire state of Maryland sitting in here today. Where are you? Raise your hands again. I'm excited about the possibilities for you as you learn about energy efficiency, STEM, and sustainability long term. This truly is the future of education right here today. And I'm going to tell you that I was visiting the school. I've watched the construction through all phases. I was in this building exactly a month ago and was completely convinced that we wouldn't be sitting here today. Make no mistake about that. The work that Mr. Washington does under the leadership of Bruce Gist is amazing. We have an amazing team to pull this stuff together. That's just the first part. The second part, and Principal Schwartz said this, that it is no easy feat to make a transition like this. We usually do this over the summer and we start the new year opening up a new school. We did something we've never done before. We did it midway through the year. And that only happens with the type of leadership that we have from Mrs. Schwartz and her two assistant principals standing over here. Our rock star teachers and staff members that are out here, where are you? Raise your hands. But most importantly, the people that take this the easiest, the seamless transition occurs from students. They walked in like they've been here their entire academic career, like it was nothing new. Give the students a round of applause because they're the ones that made this happen. So again, I want to commend the staff and the students and the parents for advocating for this type of school. It's my goal that every school we build moving forward looks and feels as wonderful as this one. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Foose. Our last speaker today is a remarkable young lady. She's one of our students. Her name is Ashley Maharaj, and she is an 8th grade student at Wild Lake Middle School. And she is the president of the Wild Lake Middle School Student Government Association. Come on up, Ashley.
Hello, and my name is Ashley Maharaj, and I am the Wild Lake Middle School Student President. It has been an honor to be given this role as a fellow leader in my school and community. I am proud to be of the generations that is able to attend the only net zero school in the state of Maryland that runs off solar energy and to experience the advancement of our technology. Thank you, and welcome to the beginning of our new age of school that supports a healthy learning environment.
Isn't she remarkable? I am so proud of Ashley and how she represents our student body. We have so much support in the room. I'd like to recognize some folks who have slipped in and are seated at this time. Today we have Delegate Frank Turner. We have Delegate Eric Ebersol. Delegate Clarence Slom, Mr. Calvin Ball, Council Vice Chair of the Howard County Council, and a lot of board members. We have Bess Altwerger, Vice Chair, Kirsten Coombs, who is also a Wild Lake Middle School parent. She's one of ours. Christina Delmont Small, Mavis Ellis, Sandy French. We have Council of Elders here. Would you please stand or wave, Council of Elders? They support us through our Black Student Achievement Program here at Wild Lake Middle School. And we have Kevin McAlally from the Wild Lake Village Board. He's the chair. And I can't tell you how much the Wild Lake Village supports Wild Lake Middle School in so many ways. We are so thankful for that. At this time, I would like to invite elected officials to come forward, or did we do that already at the beginning? For some photos? Would we like to do that? Okay, all right. So at this time, we're going to get ready for the actual ribbon cutting to officially open our school. Would you like to go outside for this? Yes, I will. And Lieutenant. Oh, really? Okay.
Ashley, you come and cut it.
All right, we've decided we were going to have Lieutenant Rutherford do this, but it looks unanimous that Ashley Maharaj will be cutting the ribbon. Okay. Okay, let me close it up. Yes, I will. All right, folks, before you start to transition out, let me point out a few things. Let's just give another round of applause for our speakers today and all our guests. Before we do adjourn, there is one more group that I would like to thank. You're not going to probably see them. Oh, yes, I see them now. We have an amazing custodial staff. Could I have my custodial staff please wave? Woohoo! They are the true heroes of this transition. You think it's hard to move a whole building? Well, moving and cleaning and then re-cleaning with all the dust is quite a feat. We're letting we've got our student leaders from our Student Government Association. They're going to go get staged because they're going to be offering guided tours for you in a little bit. So, before I invite you to tour our new Wild Lake Middle School, I just want to give you a few quick highlights. We will have both staff members and students staged at different locations to offer you a map of the building. You can walk around and tour it on your own if you'd like. We have some quick reference fact cards out there. I would like to acknowledge our PTSA. Could I have Ms. Barnes stand up, our PTSA president? She's amazing. And Ms. Coleman, would you stand up too? She's been a huge supporter of our green initiatives here at the school. The PTSA, as you probably saw as you came in, they're selling t-shirts, vintage t-shirts in the lobby out there. They're also selling engraved bricks. We're going to have a display around our new flagpole. so you can purchase a brick to be engraved. So stop out at the table out in the hallway. Also, our PTSA has provided us with some light refreshments in the cafeteria. You heard some music as you walked in. Well, we have more music, courtesy of our Wild Lake Middle select jazz band groups, string quartets, under the direction of Mr. David Messick and Mrs. Kayla Spiro. And I'm not sure if they're in here right now, but they're our wonderful band and orchestra directors. You are welcome to tour the building on your own, or we have student-led guided tours that will be offered by those students that you saw walk out, and they're all ready to go. Those will occur in the Media Center. So if you'd like a guided tour, you can go to the Media Center. On behalf of Wild Lake Middle School staff, welcome to our new school. Enjoy.